What's up? Well, I'm at work, driving between cities. So I figured I would get some thoughts out about the run yesterday. So we did backtrack 2 weeks. I linked up with a new friend of mine named Simon, and we went and we ran the Goodwater Loop, which is the trail that goes around Lake Georgetown. And we did really good. I mean, we kept a kick-ass pace. We got it done in under 6 hours. Like, just nothing too crazy. Just trying to take our time and get it, get decent pace and stuff. And a couple of things about that 2 weeks ago was he helped me out with the way that I run. My stride was kind of weird. I'm kind of self-taught at everything that I do. I never really was athletic when I was in school or nothing like that. I mean, I played a couple of sports when I was younger, but for only a couple of years, and I was terrible. I was never really properly trained on how to be an athlete in any way, shape, or form. So I have a lot of bad habits, I guess is what I'm getting at. And one of the things that I had a problem with was when I run long distances, the way that I'm running, my body just doesn't respond well to it. And so he's got me to run just a little bit different, to land my feet differently, and kind of propel myself a little bit differently. And since changing that, I've ran 2 marathons with no problem. Like, no problems at all, no cramps, no bullshit with my knees, I feel great. And I felt great after running both of these. In fact, was able to just walk around like no big deal, And so he helped me with that. He's helped me out with a couple of other things. And we kill this marathon 2 weeks ago. So then he hits me up and he goes, "Hey, I'm thinking about going back out there again. Got a couple of friends." I guess I didn't quite understand him when he said who was coming out. I knew he said there was one guy that was from France that had done some of these other races with him previously, and then another guy that was a boxer. But I thought that the boxer guy was a runner too, and I didn't. I guess I just didn't really understand what he was saying. So we get out there, and I thought I was running with a couple of, everybody was ultra runners, and that I was going to be the one slowing up the pack. So I was mentally prepared to have to really push myself, to go faster than I normally go. And when we got there, I found out that, oh no, in fact, the boxer, the kid, we'll call him the kid because he's youngest of all of us. He's only 29. The farthest he'd ever ran in his life was a half marathon. And it's not like he trains regularly like to run marathons. And furthermore, we're on some pretty hard terrain. That trail is tough. And if you're not used to it and you don't know how to run it, or you don't have the appropriate footwear, or just the know-how to just bang out a trail run like that, you're going to have a hard time. And so he's out there with just like Nike, I don't even know what you call them. They're not running shoes. They're not the type of running shoes that I would consider a runner to use. Excuse me. Soft-soled. Looks like maybe more like basketball shoes than anything. This poor fucking guy. So we get going, and we're doing good. He's keeping up. He's doing good. But this poor guy, man, he's running in front of me. I'm at the back of the pack, just kind of like holding the 6. We're keeping a nice pace. It's nothing crazy. We're not moving too fast. It's dark, but it's not, we're not moving so fast that you gotta, really be too mindful. And this poor guy is getting his ankles just broke on every rock. I mean, he's just like having a hard time. So I'm watching him, and this is before I found out that he'd only ever ran a half marathon in his life, And I'm thinking, dude, if this guy keeps running like this on these rocks, his ankles are not going to last him the first 10 miles. There's just no fucking way. And so we get through the first 11 miles, and he's doing good. He's keeping up. It's like everybody's keeping up pretty good. And then we get to the first checkpoint. We get some calories in us, some food. We refill our waters and stuff. Simon's wife's badass. She comes out and she gets us all loaded up and feeds us. Like, I feel like we're little kids on a field trip and mom's coming to get our fucking sandwiches for us. It's so awesome. These are such cool people, man. I'm so excited and honored to be able to be a part of this little group, you know. And so anyway, we get all caloried up, then we take off and we start running the next part. Well, Wazzy starts slowing down a little bit. It's not too bad, but you could definitely tell it started to take its toll on him. And we get a little farther and it's slowing down a little bit more, and then pretty soon we're breaking away from him. And then it kind of, I guess it really hit me. This dude, you know, I guess I assumed at the first 11 miles that after that break, okay, this guy's probably going to have to dig deep on the second half of this thing, because, you know, I know from experience that sometimes you could get through that first 10, 11, 12 miles or whatever if you haven't ran that far before, and you'll be all right. You're cool, but when you try to start getting to like mile 18, mile 23, I mean, like, it's a whole different world of difficulty when you're not used to doing that. Your body like says, hey, wait a minute, what are we doing here, man? You got to stop. And so this dude has to start digging deep, you know, and he's stopping a couple of times. And then I just decided, man, if we're just going to stand here, I might as well just do push-ups, you know, because I know he's got to rest, and I want to keep moving. I feel good, you know. So then I started doing push-ups, and then I said, well, fuck it. Every time you stop, I'm going to do 25 push-ups. And so I did from that point on. I think I only ended up having to do push-ups like 6 times or something. And but one part of it was to keep me moving. The other part of it was to hopefully guilt him a little bit and find a way for him to propel himself. Not to make him feel bad. I don't want to make him feel bad, but I want him to look and go, fuck, this guy's having to do another set of push-ups. I got to keep going. And that was just to find a way to motivate him to keep going, even though everything in him is telling him to stop. You got the 3 of us that are telling him to keep fucking going. And you could just see the look of defeat on his face. And it was awesome because he was like, I just got to make it to this next checkpoint. I just got to make it to this next checkpoint. We got, how many miles we got? 3 miles. All right, just got to make it to this next checkpoint. And so he's finding ways in his mind to suffer through it, to get through the pain of it. And I've been doing it for so long by myself out there that, you know, when you're left to, like, you know, Simon has a good one, run or die. I love that. When we were out there running that first time, he said, yeah, he's like, I like to use this one where I say run or die. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, ultimately, I know if I need to, I can call my wife or I call an ambulance or something to come get me. They're going to have to come out on the trail, scoop me up, carry me out, whatever. He goes, and I won't let that happen. But by telling myself, this is a life or death situation and I need to run or I'm going to die, it propels you. You just have little tricks like that, you know. And so for him, this was his first time, and he didn't have to push himself. He got pushed by us. But I hope that he, you know, in the future, he puts himself in a situation where he's going to have to push himself through. Well, you're not always going to be able to rely on us. You have to find that in yourself too, you know. So hopefully we didn't wreck him by helping him, and then he can't figure out how to do it on his own. He's a strong-minded kid. I think he's going to be able to figure it out, you know. He's just got to work through some of this adversity and see that you can work through the adversity. That even though your body and your mind and everything is saying you got to stop, you can't keep going. Your fucking mind comes up with all these reasons to quit, man. But what he learned yesterday was when you keep going, when you don't quit, you can actually finish. You can go a lot farther than than you think you can. And to watch that happen and to be a part of the driving factor that helped push the kid was beautiful. It was so amazing. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. You know, we went out there, I thought we were going to run that thing fast, you know, and so I was mentally prepared to run it fast. And I don't have like an ego, and luckily none of the other guys had an ego either, where we were like, oh, come on, you're slowing us down. I mean, what the fuck? We come out here, we want to train, we want to get this speed. No, it wasn't like that at all. We don't care. Like, we're getting time in on our feet, man. And we all talked about it too, you know. We're like, dude, it's cool, man. We go slow. I'm not, you know, look, we're not out here racing. I don't have a time quota. You know, all I had to do was just get back to help my wife get this rug by 4 o'clock. That was it. That was my cutoff. And even if we got to show up over there with me still filthy dirty from the run, I mean, we're going to be done by 4. You know what I mean? We'll work it out. We'll make it happen. So there was no pressure on us to try to hurry up. So then it was, okay, let's just help him finish. And then towards the end, me and Simon, we knew it was getting hot. And I would rather run in the fucking heat than walk in the heat. So me and Simon were getting in some extra running, and we got in a couple extra miles, you know. On the last 6 miles of it, we picked up our pace a little bit, was running, you know, in the 8s and the 7s, and just keeping a fast pace for a few minutes, you know. And then you turn around, go back, and then hang out with Wazzy a little bit again, push him, get him going, and then jump ahead a little bit so we could get some extra work. But it was like, it was so cool, man. It's hard to describe the feeling because I've been there. It's like looking back on myself struggling. I even remember, I think I even told him the story when we were out there, when I ran that double out there. On my way back, it was rough. It was so rough. And my friend Josh was pacing me, and he's yelling at me, just saying anything he could to get me to keep moving. He knew how much I was hurting, and he just was just yelling at me, come on, you gotta go. And I'm yelling back, I'm fucking giving it all I got. And I was 100%. But he was, I felt it from his perspective yesterday. I'd never been on that side of it. You know, I'm relatively new to all this, you know, and so I don't find too many people that are like, hey, listen, I've never ran a marathon, but I want to go fucking try it. Will you drive me through this? It just never happened, you know, so this is a first. And man, it was an awesome experience, you know. I had so much fun out there. It's beautiful out there anyway, you know. It's like, I only ate shit once, and then I got to see Julian, which was one of the other guys, ate shit right in front of me. We were on the backside. I think we were between the first checkpoint and the second checkpoint. We were getting closer to the second checkpoint, and he just got tripped up, flew, and then he rolled on his side real quick. He fell good. It was a good fall, and what that means is you fell and you got on your side, so you don't wreck yourself. You know, you try to land with as much grace as you possibly can. And so he went down and hit the ground, and I mean, hit it fucking hard and slid. And I was like, God damn, is that what it looks like when I fucking fall? I was like, 'cause that looks like shit, man. And I know it hurts. It hurts like hell when you fall out there because you're landing in rocks, and it's never comfortable. But it's like, for it to look like that, I was like, God, geez, man, that's like, that looks like shit. So there you go. You don't want to fall out there, but it happens. I mean, I fell once hard. I fell once not hard. I came down on my hands. So it just got tripped up, you know, and you just come down real quick. You smash your hands on the rocks a little bit. You're good to go. You keep rolling. It's the bigger ones. I came down on my knee on that first one, and I thought I might have to quit because at mile 11, when we stopped and we took that break, I was trying to stretch out, and when I pulled my knee up to my chest, it felt like my right knee was super inflamed on the top right side of my kneecap, and it was my right knee, so it was the outside of the top part of my right kneecap was feeling like bad, and that's where I came down on it. But you know, it didn't affect my running. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna run until it hurts too bad, and then if I gotta call it, I'll call it. But dude, not only did I make it to the end, I was out there fucking sprinting with Simon, we're pushing each other. I'd let him get ahead of me, and then I'd haul ass to catch up to him, and then I noticed he'd let me get way ahead of him, and that fucker hauled ass and caught me, but he's so much faster than I am, it's unreal. And so it's so much fun. Iron sharpens iron, man. We were pushing each other out there, and there's so much love and so much just amazing camaraderie, you know, and just big hugs at the end, and we're sweaty and nasty, and it was just it's an awesome experience. And Wazzy, man, for Wazzy to finish it, it was like this kid, he's a fighter, so he's training, but clearly he hasn't ever put through any adversity like this. And I think the more he puts himself through this, the more he's going to find himself rising above the rest of the pack that he's competing against. And I'm just so happy to be able to watch this, even, you know. So I made some new friends, and it was awesome. And so, yeah, man, this running journey has brought me to a place that I never imagined, you know. With building some confidence in myself and being out there and jamming and just being one of the guys that can keep up and not, you know, I'm not struggling out there at mile 27. I'm hauling ass. I'm running as fast as I can, and it's pretty quick at that time, you know. So it's like you start where Wazzy was at, and then eventually if you work hard enough, you get to where I'm at, and then if you keep working harder, you get to where Simon's at and Julian, because I feel like those two are so fucking badass. And then you go even farther and you start getting into these pro levels and shit, man. And it's just so cool. The journey, the overcoming stuff, the finding yourself one day, bringing up somebody new and seeing them go through the experience the first time, and just how they have to come through and solve this puzzle that's in front of them of how do I keep moving. And it's a puzzle. That's what it is. You got to mess with the pieces to figure out how to get it to the end. And it's, man, it's so cool. I love it. So anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts and my experience yesterday, and I don't know, just shine some light on that again. You know, doing hard stuff is beautiful, man. It's always hard, but there's something just so freaking beautiful about it at the same time. And then making new friends and getting out and trying hard shit. And there was no egos out there yesterday. There was no egos. There was no showboating. There was no being like, I'm better than you. There was none of that. We know clearly who was the best out there. We know clearly who wasn't the best. But we all just had so much love. And there was this, and man, it's a weird concept for me because you know where I come from, and so I don't know, man, maybe it was just the fucking assholes I hung out with when I was growing up and just these bad people that I was around. And it just seems like anytime you try to make any progress to excel yourself and better yourself, I was always getting shit on for it. And you'd always get like pushed down like crabs in a bucket, man. And I feel like with these new friends that I have, there's none of that. Everybody's trying to propel each other up and lift each other up and build each other up, and nobody gives a fuck about who's the best or who's the strongest or anything like that. At least I don't see that, you know, and I don't have that mindset myself. I'm actively looking for who is better than me and how do I get to their level. And then I guess I look at sometimes at the other side of it, like who do I see that has potential and works hard, and how can I get them to my level? I don't know, there's two of those things going on at the same time, but there's definitely no I'm better than you, and you know what I mean? Like there's, you know, those people suck, and I really don't like working with those people or jamming with those people. I have no room for that mindset in my life, you know. We don't need to do a dick measuring contest. I got nothing to fucking prove to nobody but me. And you know, some other people they got to do the dick measuring contest, and it's always this competitive. Oh well, I did it in this, or well, you know what I mean? Like to show it like that, you know, there's a different way. You can say, hey guys, here you go. Here's the time to beat, and leave it at that. It doesn't have to be, hey, I'm better than everybody because I did it at this. It's like, hey, how can I get you to get it to this too, so we can all level up. And I just, you know, I don't know, man. I like the culture that we're in. I love the culture of my guys and my friends and my circle of guys. And it's just, yeah, man, it's crazy. And I love it. So, anyway, hope everybody's getting it. I'm always getting it. I think I'm going to do some chaos crawls tonight. The challenge for the week is a quarter mile. I think I'm going to try to just do like 100 feet and see how that feels. And then go from there. Because once I do 100 feet, it'll be able to get me to figure out how long it's going to take me to do the next, to do 2,600 feet. So there you go. Right on. Holler at you later.